Welcome to this explainer. Today we're taking a fascinating journey to demystify the actual mechanics of verifiable truth. You know, in an era absolutely overflowing with information, separating empirical reality from just, well, assumptions requires way more than basic logic. It requires a really strict research aptitude. So we're going to explore the core philosophies that literally govern how we generate new facts and knowledge.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our systematic roadmap for today. 1. Defining the quest. 2. The researcher's toolkit. 3. The positivist approach. 4. The post-positivist shift. And 5. The modern research backbone. Honestly, I can't wait for you to see the epic philosophical showdown between precision and interpretation we've got coming up later on.
Section 1. Defining the quest. What is research exactly? Because true research is far, far more rigorous than just a quick internet search.
Whenever we want to generate brand new knowledge or validate theories, investigators rely on a highly systematic and objective process. It's a four-step cycle, defining a very specific problem, carefully gathering evidence, analyzing that data, and finally, drawing conclusions based strictly on that analysis. It creates this beautiful, continuous, unbroken chain of inquiry. And to make this work, there is a strict code of conduct that acts as the investigator's absolute rulebook, ensuring accuracy and keeping personal bias completely out of the picture. Research has to be systematic, objective, replicable, precise, and entirely transparent. Oh, and notice that word, replicable. It's absolutely crucial. Just as a quick example, psychology recently went through a massive replication crisis, where over half of major studies literally couldn't be reproduced by other scientists. That right there proves exactly why verifiability is the true bedrock of science.
Section 2. The Researcher's Toolkit. Let's categorize our methods and open up the diverse toolkit we actually use to conduct this quest.
Basically, every mystery requires a completely different tool. We've got 6 distinct types here. Descriptive, to document the current state of things, analytical, to uncover hidden relationships, applied versus fundamental, and qualitative versus quantitative. Which tool you grab depends entirely on the specific mystery you're trying to solve.
Let's move to and see how this builds. When we compare these tools directly, their purpose becomes super clear. Applied research is all about practical problem solving, finding an immediate fix to a real-world issue, like engineering a better material for a bridge. Fundamental research, on the other hand, is about expanding our broader theoretical horizons without necessarily needing an immediate application. It's like studying atomic structures. It might not fix a bridge today, but it pushes the absolute boundaries of human knowledge.
Then we hit this essential duality: qualitative versus quantitative research. Qualitative research is all about exploring messy human experiences, meanings, and complex social contexts. It's trying to figure out the why and the how. Quantitative research is the complete opposite. It's all about hard numerical data and statistical analysis, the how much and how many. And you know, this inherent tension between the messy human experience and rigid numbers perfectly sets the stage for a massive philosophical debate in the research world.
Section 3. The positivist approach. The science of precision.
So, the crucial point is that this overarching philosophy views truth as a fixed target, one that we can hit perfectly if we just eliminate all personal bias. Positivism heavily emphasizes observable facts, measurable variables, and universal laws. It deeply values complete neutrality and quantification above all else. Basically, if you can't measure it, observe it directly, and apply a strict rule to it, the positivist approach just isn't interested.
To really ground this abstract concept, think about physics or chemistry. These fields perfectly embody this rigid, law-driven, and completely observable worldview. When you run an experiment in a chemistry lab, you expect the exact same chemical reaction to occur every single time under the same conditions, right? It's measurable certainty. It's highly structured. It is positivism in action.
Section 4. The post-positivist shift. Now we enter the art of interpretation.
But what happens when your subjects are highly unpredictable humans instead of chemicals? Post-positivism acknowledges a humbling reality. Absolute objectivity is practically unattainable here. It actually embraces probabilistic reasoning, context, and the idea that our knowledge is fallible. Because truth is more of a moving target in this realm, post-positivists require multiple angles to see clearly. They famously use something called triangulation, like crossing statistical surveys with deep personal interviews just to strengthen and verify their findings.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why the social sciences completely rely on this approach. The incredible complexity of human life is just undeniable, and frankly, a bit messy.
You can't just apply a universal physical law to figure out how a community is going to respond to an economic crisis. You have to account for that messiness, accept that your knowledge might not be perfect, and really interpret the context.
Section 5. The modern research backbone. Let's synthesize these philosophies and see how these seemingly opposed views actually partner up.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is letting you visually soak in this definitive side-by-side contrast. It's a real aha moment. Positivism bases itself on observable facts and quantitative methods, assuming strict neutrality. Post-positivism relies on probabilistic reasoning, mixed methods, and actively accepts human fallibility. But here's the thing. They aren't competing to be the quote-unquote right way to do research. They are actually vital partners, each perfectly suited for completely different types of mysteries.
The source material summarizes this entire dynamic beautifully, stating, "Research is both a science of precision and an art of interpretation." Wow. I mean, think about that. Positivism provides the absolute rigor of measurable certainty, while post-positivism enriches the whole inquiry with a necessary openness to complexity and context. Together, they form this incredibly robust philosophical backbone of all modern inquiry.
Which brings us to the end of our explainer, but I want to leave you with a thought to really chew on. When you evaluate the facts, the news, and the evidence in your own daily life, when you are facing life's ultimate complexities, do you find yourself seeking measurable certainty or contextual truth? Do you lean positivist or post-positivist? Understanding how you view the world is the very first step to truly understanding it. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.